I think it was the second ever time that I came across like porn. I was in a library. It was me and my friend at that time. We were in a library, and in these libraries, you've got computers, and you can access those computers for free. So, what we did, and imagine this computer, it's in like an alleyway. Everyone can see the screen. It's like high propped it up. Everyone can see it. Guess what we did? We literally looked up porn and went on images. So you've got a whole 24-inch computer just covered in porn. And it was so dumb at the time. I remember I'm just gonna get a little bit detailed, but this was, I think, the first ever time. Not the first time, because it was a time before this, second or third time. And I remember me and my friend, I think this was like one of our first times seeing this. It was so hard, it was just sore down there. It was that painful, and people are just walking past, and we're these little kids just looking at pretty much dick going into pussy. So it was an interesting experience, put it that way. And then I remember he left, and I was still looking at it, and my sister came. And then I told her like, "Ah, shit, I got some pop up," and then I played it off like that. But that was one of the first times. And then ever since I realized I could look at it at home, I feel like I went into a bit of a downfall state. I wouldn't necessarily say my life changed for the worse, because it didn't, but more like there were days, especially later on in life, there were days that were like sad and depressing. So I don't think my life was ever the same like it used to be before, when I had no idea what porn is. And the sad thing was that I probably wouldn't have found out what it was till probably like 1 or 2 years later, but there were kids in school who talked about it, because I didn't go much on social media back then. So, I mean, it is what it is, really. And what I felt sometimes that I want to talk about is, there were a lot of times where I just wanted a fap. Everything was like put on hold in life, and I just go and fap, and then yeah, I'll do it. I'll do it after that, and then when the time comes, when it rolls around, I didn't actually do it, because you feel shameful and guiltful for what you just did. It's post-nut clarity hits, and so I feel like that was a bit of a problem. But what made it worse was me playing video games. I loved playing video games at that time. I genuinely enjoyed it so much. I first started out, it was playing on a Nintendo Switch, because I remember I went to play at this girl's house. So we played Fortnite on her iPad. And then I think I played Fortnite once more on my friend's PlayStation or something. And I fell in love with the game. I really did. I fell in love with Fortnite. So I played that, and then I got a Nintendo Switch for Christmas. And I remember my dad saying, "You're not going to play Fortnite, you can play other games, but you're not playing Fortnite." Because I think Fortnite wasn't looked good back then. It was a bit, like adults were actually looking what their children are doing, like playing video games. So I remember me downloading Fortnite when I was told not to, and then my dad came and he's like, "Is that Fortnite?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he's like, "I told you not to play." And then I somehow got out of it, and I started playing Fortnite on my Nintendo Switch. So it was basically, sometimes it was docked, sometimes it was on the Joy-Con. I'd stay up late, play, crank 90s on it. I was actually a pretty good kid on Switch, I gotta say. Once I got the Pro Controller, I was like a demon on there. 30 FPS, gosh. But the problem was, I didn't do a lot of things. Apart from gaming, I was going to school, and that was about it. My social life kind of died down. my social life on online games literally skyrocketed. I'd game so much, I'd call my friends, we'd all play. It was fun, I have to say, it was really, really fun. But gaming was always on my mind. It was that bad that my dad had to put restrictions, like turn the Wi-Fi off when I, got home, and then he set a limit from I think 4 o'clock to 5 o'clock for me to play. And then sometimes we got from school and it was already like 4:15. I was like telling my mom, "Mom, drive faster, drive faster. My Wi-Fi is gonna run out." So it was like my life was basically just set on video games. Like it messed up a lot of things for me, but especially later on when I decided to buy a PC and sell my Nintendo Switch. So I bought a PC, and that's when heavy gaming started. 6, 8 hours a day on like holidays. Weekends were literally, I was excited for the weekends, not because it was the weekend, but it was because I didn't have school and I could game. I'd wake up and I'd already be gaming. So, yes, and then also I'd be fapping. Sorry. So I'd be gaming and I'd be fapping. So it's like you play a video game and then you go jack off and then you watch porn and then that's your whole day. Like now if you look at it, shit, that was a depressing life. Like yes, I found it enjoyable up till a point where I kept on gaming. I kept playing video games and I kept watching porn, so I didn't actually achieve anything. My social skills didn't go really up. My social life didn't really go up. Yes, I still did things outside of school. Not that much though. My parents always kept telling me, you don't do anything. You gotta go out. You gotta socialize. You gotta make more friends. To me, gaming was everything. So, like, the question is, would I relive my life if I could? I reckon I reckon I worded that like wrongly. It would be more like, what would I do if I was to really relive my life again? And of course, I got to a point where I quit video games and I started doing better from there, started going to the gym. But still, I was doing shit habits like scrolling on Instagram, still jacking off watching porn. But anyway, this question is more for when I was gaming and watching porn, like, what would I do if I was to relive my life? And the thing I would do is, when you're 14 or 12, 13, 14, 15, and you haven't fallen into like degeneracy, or maybe you have, maybe you're watching porn or something, because, bro, there are so many people out there watching porn. It is the biggest content industry, in my opinion. Like, you see people on YouTube posting like good content, like self-improvement stuff. I'm trying to help you. And it'll get like, maybe theirs will get like hundreds of thousands of views, which you think is a lot, but then you go on Pornhub and I don't know, those videos get like 20, 50, 60 million views. So I do think it is a really bad thing for humanity, but especially because there are people who watch porn and they think it's fine for them. So you're already better than those people because you're spending your time watching me tell you that porn is bad for you and how I would change it, because you're probably in that situation. Now this might not go just for the 12, 13, 14, 15. You can implement this even if you're older. But what I'm trying to say, brother, is you're already doing far, far better. You're already probably 10%, 25% better than the rest of them because you already want to quit porn. Yeah, it's fine that you're watching it, but you want to quit. So what I would do is, you need to build a strong foundation. You do this by setting strong goals, finding your purpose. You find your purpose by literally just sitting in a room doing nothing, or slowly it comes to your mind. Maybe you journal a lot, or you ask yourself, why was I put on this planet? What was I here to do? If I'm gonna die, what do I want to leave an impact here for? So you do that, you find your purpose. you build very strong goals. You go deep into those goals. That's like basically in the short form your foundation build. And then what I would recommend is build an army-like routine. Me and my dad were talking about it last night. Is I've got like an army-like routine pretty much. And sometimes when I don't do it because I have to go do something else, I miss the routine. I really do. Like, I tell myself, there are people out here who's gaming, who's jerking off, who's doing this and this, and they think they're enjoying their life more. But when I do my army routine, and then when I don't do it, I am far, far sadder when I don't do it than when I do it. And that's where I find my enjoyment. Because yes, people say that, how can I enjoy my life when I do these things? This is enjoyment. This is the fun part. This, of course, it's delayed gratification, but that's what's good about this. With working out, let's say you build a great body, you feel great and you look great. You eat ice cream, you feel like shit. And then that makes you look like shit. But for those 10 seconds you felt good. It's same with jacking off. Like, you watch porn, you maybe feel good, subconsciously you already feel shit, but then you bust your nut and you feel like ass. You like post-nut clarity hits and you feel like shit. So what I would do is build like an army-like routine every single day and stick to it and genuinely be consistent. Be consistent in this, because when you're not, you can fall off a lot. You start your day by scrolling and you've already started the day shit. Of course you can turn that around, but a lot of people, what they will do is have a day like that, and then what the first thing they'll do is go to Pornhub and jerk off. Another thing I want to say is, you can do, the goal isn't to be, when someone says, do you masturbate? You say, no, I'm on nofap. The goal is, it's not even a goal. All right, let's not look at it as a goal. It's a different lifestyle. Because people have normalized it that it's normal to masturbate, it's normal to watch porn. But for us, it's not. It's just a different lifestyle. We don't consume adult content. We don't touch ourselves. That's not something that we do. So if you're struggling really hard with porn right now, just know that maybe of course it'll be hard for you to not fap. So maybe just less fap. Maybe just watch porn less. Maybe you don't go on Pornhub. Maybe just watch some video of some girl undressing. Maybe just look at pictures of some naked girls. Stop watching dick going in pussy, because you're literally making yourself a cuck. You're making yourself sit. You know when you go into a hotel room, there's always a chair. There's always a chair in the corner. You know what you're doing while watching porn? There's two people basically fucking on the bed, and you're on that chair jerking off watching them. Pornhub and these industries are normalizing it for men to watch people have sex. What if you have a future girlfriend? What if you have a future wife? And then some guy's gonna fuck her, and then somehow your brain's that messed up, you're gonna sit in the corner and watch them, and you're gonna jerk off to it. Like, come on, man. I don't want that for you. No one does. So I understand it's really, really difficult to like. Don't be that guy who's jerked off 4 times a day for the last 3 years and been like, okay, I'm not gonna fap every single day. And then, oh, you fap tomorrow, and then, oh, yeah, I was wrong, you know? I'm not saying do that. If you can, that's wonderful. I'm just saying tone it down. Deload the weight like you're in the gym. What would you tell the young, skinny 14-year-old kid who goes to the gym and benches 100 and fails and then says, oh, it didn't work out for me, and then he quits? What would you tell him? Of course, you'd tell him, you have to go lightweight. Start with a bar. Then progress to 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90 until you hit 100. It's the same thing with porn. Deload the weight. Deload the weight, meaning deload the content you're watching. If you're watching dick going into pussy, sorry for being so vulgar, but if you watch that, deload it into some girl just undressing or touching herself or lesbian porn or just photos of naked girls. Not porn, just photos of naked girls. Deload it from that and then watch less and less of it. If you watch 25 days or 20 days in a month, I think that's already like 30% better. So don't look at it like I jacked off 20 days in the last 30 days when before you jacked off 30 days, but every single day was like twice a day. You're already doing 30 to 40% better. Think of it like that. Just throw the old stupid brain out and do this. And this is actually what's going to help you quit porn. Because your future is very, very important. Your 20s, I'm 19, I just turned 19. So your 20s are very, very important because there are so many, I've talked to so many people who are going to uni and they don't even really know what they're going to do. So they're wasting their time going somewhere that they don't know what they're going to do, and then they're going to get a job that they're not going to like, and that's going to be them for the rest of your life. So you're young now. Find something you enjoy. Find your purpose. Set out your goals. No FAP and not watching porn will help you in that. Because you're always going back to something. Watching that porn, watching that video. It's gross, brother. Yes, I'm gonna be honest with you. I still get urges. I still get sexual urges. It's normal. You're gonna get those sexual urges. But think of something happy. Think of something happy or go talk to someone. I don't mean go talk to someone, go talk to your parents. Hey mum, I feel really horny. I want to go watch porn. No, go talk to her like a normal human being. How are you, How was your day? It'll get your mind off porn. I've made a full course on NoFap and quitting pornography. There's a top link down below if you want to go watch it. You live once. There's an analogy I like, and it's, let's say I was to give you a car. Let's say you never ever had a car. Let's say now I give you a Ferrari and I tell you, this is a Ferrari. But if you crash it, if you break it, if it's not drivable again, you're never ever getting any other car. This is the only car you will have for the rest of your life. You know what you would do? Guess what you'd do? You'd probably clean it every single day, look after it every single day, give it good petrol every single day, change the oil filter every 5,000 kilometers, service it well. Yet we have our own body. And we feed it shit. We feed it bad food, we feed it pornography, we're destroying our brains. You live once, brother. Make it count. Make your impact on this world really, really count. Why not live the best life? No one's stopping you. No one's stopping you. Don't have those excuses that you can't do it. You can. That's your brain telling you. Don't listen to your brain for that. You have to know what I mean to get that, understand it. But you find these things. If you don't waste your 20s, you find what you're going to do by following your purpose. If your purpose is very, very strong, if your goals are very strong and deep, and they mean to you, you will succeed. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. Because yes, you tell yourself there's only 1% of people succeed, but 1% of the world is something close to 1 million people. Why can't that be you? like I said, I don't think I'd ever like want to relive my life, because I know the things have happened for a reason. The shit I've gone through happened through a reason, and I've learned from it going further on. It's like someone told me you can relive your life, you know, and I'd be like, cool. But then again, I went through a gaming addiction. I learned from that. I went through a porn addiction. I learned from that. I went through a breakup. I learned so much from that. So whatever you're going through life, learn from it. Get better. Quit porn and you will see so many good changes. I really want to see you succeed. If you've quit porn, literally scroll down to the comments and write about it. Because I bet you there's going to be other people who can read that and they might relate or they might be inspired. Click here to watch this next video. See ya.